Every day, people wait for the big break, the miracle moment, the lightning strike of destiny. But here's the truth. Success isn't built on miracles. It's built on micro decisions. Tiny, invisible choices that most people dismiss. Small habits, big results. And if you understand this, you hold the keys to a life others only dream about. Consistency is the quiet force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Anyone can light a fire for a moment. Anyone can push hard for a day. But what truly moves the needle in life isn't the intensity of your actions. It's the repetition of them. One workout won't change your body. One journal entry won't change your mindset. One glass of water won't detox your system. But stack those actions, layer them day after day, and they start to mold you into someone unrecognizable. Consistency doesn't look glamorous, but it's the only currency that buys transformation. Think about the people you admire most. The entrepreneurs, the athletes, the artists who have mastered their craft. They didn't arrive there by accident. They didn't get there by dabbling, by starting strong and fizzling out. They got there by showing up relentlessly, even when no one was watching, even when no applause was waiting. Consistency is the discipline to do the ordinary again and again until it becomes extraordinary. It's the willingness to embrace the boredom of routine because you understand that greatness hides behind repetition. Here's the problem most people face. They confuse effort with consistency. They run hard for a week, and when results don't arrive overnight, they quit. They think transformation is a sprint. But life doesn't reward sprinters. It rewards marathoners. Imagine brushing your teeth only once and expecting a perfect smile. Ridiculous, right? Yet we do this with our goals all the time. We want success without the ritual of repetition. But the truth is simple. The magic doesn't happen in the burst. It happens in the build. And consistency isn't just about habits. It's about identity. Every time you repeat an action, you carve a groove in your brain. You're teaching yourself, this is who I am. When you consistently skip your commitments, you train your mind to accept mediocrity. When you consistently honor your word, even in the smallest things, you hardwire discipline into your DNA. Consistency is less about the act itself and more about the story you are telling yourself. Do you want to be someone who starts and stops? Or do you want to be someone who is unstoppable? That answer is written in the things you repeat daily. The power of consistency is also in its compounding effect. Small, steady actions don't just add up, they multiply. Missing one workout doesn't ruin you, just as one salad doesn't fix you. But repeated over weeks, months, years, these tiny actions compound into massive results. Consistency turns the invisible into the inevitable. Like drops of water carving through stone, it doesn't seem powerful at first. But over time, it shapes mountains. That's what your habits are doing, quietly, every single day, whether you notice or not. So the next time you feel like skipping, remember this: consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. You don't need to be flawless, you just need to keep showing up. Even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, even when progress feels invisible. Because the truth is, those moments of resistance, are where the real transformation happens. When you push through the excuses and stay consistent, you prove to yourself that your commitment is stronger than your mood, stronger than your circumstances, stronger than your fears. And that proof, stacked over time, builds an unshakable belief that you can achieve anything. Consistency isn't sexy, but it's unstoppable. It's the difference between wishing for a better life and creating one, between fleeting effort and lasting legacy. Small actions, repeated daily, will do more for you than bursts of brilliance ever could. Remember, this intensity may inspire you, but consistency will define you. And once you master it, there is nothing in this world you cannot achieve. You are not defined by what you say you will do. You are defined by what you repeatedly do. Habits are not just actions, they are proof of who you are becoming. Every choice, every repeated pattern is a declaration of identity. Think about it. When you go for a run, you aren't just burning calories. You are reinforcing the belief, I am someone who takes care of my body. When you sit down to read, you aren't just turning pages. You are declaring, I am someone who invests in my mind. Habits are like bricks. Each one by itself looks small, but together, they build the foundation of your character. So many people think identity comes first, that they need to be a certain type of person before they act like one. But it works in the opposite direction. Identity is shaped from the ground up by repeated behaviors. You don't wake up one day as a disciplined person. You become one by practicing discipline over and over. You don't just suddenly identify as a leader. You prove it in the small choices where you step up, take responsibility, and show courage. Identity is not given. It is built. And the tools that build it are your habits. What makes this powerful is that every habit you practice is a vote for the person you want to be. When you hit snooze, you cast a vote for procrastination. When you wake up and honor your schedule, you cast a vote for self-mastery. When you spend money recklessly, you cast a vote for instability. When you budget wisely, you cast a vote for freedom. No single action defines you, but repeated actions. They become the majority vote. And in the end, the identity you carry is nothing more than the accumulation of your daily ballots. Here's the danger: bad habits shape identity just as strongly as good ones. If you tell yourself, I'm just lazy, and then consistently avoid effort, your brain hardwires that belief. If you tell yourself, I'm not confident, and then refuse to speak up, you reinforce that insecurity. Identity becomes a cage when you allow negative habits to dictate who you are. But here's the liberating truth. You can break that cage at any time by choosing new habits. You are never locked into one identity. You are always shaping it. And if you want a better life, you must start voting for a better version of yourself. Think of habits as the fingerprints of your identity. You can't see them at a distance, but they leave marks everywhere. The way you eat, the way you speak, the way you spend your time when no one is watching. These aren't random. They are signatures of the identity you've been building all along. If you want to change your life, stop focusing only on the big declarations and start paying attention to the tiny signatures. Because every action, no matter how small, is a reflection of the person you are choosing to be. And that's the ultimate power of habits. They don't just change your schedule, they change your story. They don't just alter what you do, they redefine who you are. You're not someone who runs, you are a runner. You're not someone who occasionally writes, you are a writer. That shift from action to identity is where transformation becomes permanent. Because once something becomes who you are, you no longer struggle to maintain it. You embody it. That is how habits shape destiny. That is how small actions forge unshakable identities. Your habits are writing your story, line by line, every single day. The question is, are you proud of the character they are creating? If not, change the script. Choose better habits. Vote for a stronger identity. Because in the end, you don't just live your habits, you become them. And once you own that truth, you can become unstoppable. Most people underestimate the power of time. They look at small habits and dismiss them as insignificant, too trivial to matter. One healthy meal doesn't seem like progress. One extra hour of sleep doesn't seem life-changing. One page of a book doesn't look like growth. But here's the truth. The greatest force in human transformation isn't intensity. It's compounding. Small habits, done consistently, don't just add up. They multiply. They take something small and make it unstoppable over time. What feels invisible today becomes undeniable tomorrow. Think of money. A single dollar invested may not look powerful, but left to compound, it grows into something extraordinary. Habits work the exact same way. That single workout, that single journal entry, that single phone call, it doesn't seem like much on its own, but repeated over weeks, months, years, it becomes a tidal wave of progress. People miss this because they want instant results. They want overnight success. But compounding is not about speed, it's about direction. The question is not how fast you're going, but whether you're heading to the right destination. Imagine a plane leaving Los Angeles. If the pilot adjusts the nose by just 1 degree, no one notices at takeoff. The difference feels invisible. But after thousands of miles, that tiny shift takes the plane to New York instead of Washington, D.C. That's the compounding effect of habits. 1 degree of change, repeated consistently, can alter the entire trajectory of your life. And the danger is just as real in the opposite direction. A single bad habit, repeated daily, can land you somewhere you never intended to go. The beauty of compounding is that it rewards patience. Most people give up too early because they can't see the progress. They go to the gym for a month, look in the mirror, and see nothing. They save money for a few weeks, check the account and get discouraged. They read for 10 days, and their life doesn't suddenly transform. So they stop. But here's the reality. Compounding is invisible in the beginning, then unstoppable in the end. Progress hides in the early stages, but it never disappears. It's stacking beneath the surface, waiting for the breakthrough moment when results explode. That's why you must respect the small wins. Because every time you choose the right habit, you're putting another brick in the foundation. It may not look like much today, but one day you'll look back and realize the wall you've built is massive. Success isn't a single giant leap, It's the accumulation of tiny steps, layered day after day, year after year. Compounding teaches us that nothing is wasted. No effort, no discipline,